C63 in for a minor service, some other little iggly bits to sort out. It's quite a nice one, this. It has been other places and had a lot of work done, and there's bits that are broken and stuff that needs sorting out. There's some clips that are missing. Airbox is all flapping around, little broken mounts. It's not had very good workmanship on this one, unfortunately. It's been snapped off, hasn't been replaced. You've got looks like a wood screw with some random, don't know what that is. It's loose anyway. So that one's sorted out. But yeah, we're going to list down all the stuff that's wrong with it and let the customer decide what he wants to do. Hopefully we'll get it sorted out. Service on this Mercedes, pulled the oil filter out. That there. Now I've got a new oil filter to go in. So the old oil filter, which is very, very heavy, absolutely stinks of petrol. But the customer did mention this has been remapped, so I probably suspect that fuel was getting into the oil. Yeah, minging. Old seal housing. I don't know what oil was in this car, but there's a blueprint oil filter. Just got a cheap oil filter fitted to it. So we're going to be fitting a MAN oil filter to it. A lot better quality. New seal and wash out. Get it clean out in there. Da-da-da. Put it into it, clicks. So new oil filters in. This is 25 Newton meters. So I'll torque that up. So just gonna let that drain out as much oil as possible into there. We have got what is this? A Volkswagen Golf Plus, and it's got a fault with ABS unit malfunction. Diagnosed it last week and come back today to remove the ABS unit to send away to get repaired. So what happens here is we book him with a company who will send us a secure label, and we'll package it up and send it away to them. They'll test the unit, repair it as per needed, send it back to us. We'll refit it, carry out any coding that it needs, clear any faults out, bleed the system up, and fingers crossed the customer will get his car back on the road. So because we're removing the battery, I don't want to lose the radio code on here. I don't know if it's got radio code or not, but just in case, we've just got a battery support plugged into the OBD there, and that just keeps live to the radio so we don't lose the code. So I'll remove both terminals. This cover I pulled off, and down here is a 13mm. So we just pull the battery out, leave that one in there. That doesn't need to come all the way out. And we just got these two to come out. So now take the battery tray out as one. You can see there, all you've got is a little Allen key here. You got undo, and you just pull the tray out, wiggle it out, and it comes out and leaves you loads of room. So now we come down to the ABS unit itself. These are all 11mm. Undo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take the plug off and pull the unit out. So I've cracked them all off. I'll just show you what I'll do now with the brake pedal. So before we go any further, I'll push the seat right forwards and put a tool on the pedal which holds the pedal down. This will literally stop any more fluid leaking out of this unit once all the pipes are off. So the initial fluid that's in the pipes will come out, but no more will come out. And we just put a little rag down here to collect what does come out. Now luckily these are coming off nice and easy. You want a good spanner to get these off, ideally a brake pipe spanner, but this is a flank drive 11mm snap-on spanner. It fits really nice and snug on these. So it's a little bit of a tedious job. You can't really get in there to get a full turn, but we crack on and we get there in the end. Now all these pipes are out, you've got to be very careful not to bend any out of shape while we get this block out, because it'd be really hard to get them back in afterwards. I've done a 10mm there. I think there's another fix in somewhere. Just turn that torch round so we can see what we're doing. Right under here is a little tab that you pull up to get this plug off. It can be quite stiff, but yeah, tab comes up, plug comes off, and then you can try and wiggle that out the way. Up there. And then there's a bit of a bugger to get this out, but it will come out eventually. That's the unit out. So we're just going to need the part numbers off it, which is over here, and we can send that away. So now the ABS pumps out, we'll just put the battery in loosely. It's still nice and secure when we do the bolts up, because the car is going to be off the road for about 4 days. We still want the alarm etc to work, so the battery's on. Then we can take off our battery support, and the radio code, if it's got one, will still be there, and we won't have to worry about buying the customer a new one. So our next job that we've come out to, did a service on this a couple of days ago and reported a couple of bits. He sent it through the MOT just to see what else it might need, and it failed on a couple of bits. So the shock absorber that we reported with a serious fluid leak, so we come out to do that today. And the track rod end has failed the MOT, and also we're going to change the brake pads and discs. So here, basically the lip down here is very close to the pad backing, but it wasn't even advised on MOT. But anyway, shock absorber's getting changed, bridge getting changed, and this is getting sorted out. So as usual, we WD-40 everything to make everything come off a little bit nicer, and just get this little whirly wheel, clean everything up, give the threads a good chance of being saved, especially this. So this is where we're at. Got the drop link off, that came off nice and easily without ripping the boot or anything like that. We've got 2 pinch bolts out, moved all the hoses out the way, so we've got to go to the top now. Nice and easy to get to on these, unlike most vans. These are in the engine bay, so just pop this cap off and just whiz that nut off. So that's the shock absorber out. So we've got to change this whole leg but keep the spring. I'm also going to change the top down, which looks to be in really bad condition anyway. You can see the bearing's absolutely shot to pieces. So I'll just show you the parts we're fitting. This is the new leg we're fitting. It's a Monroe one, it's good quality. We've got the top mount kit. We've gone for a not a cheap one, but it's not very expensive, but it comes with everything. You've got like the main rubber mount, you've got the all-important top mount bearing, and it's good quality bearing. S&R, a really good make. We've got a new nut for the top, and this part as well, which goes on the top of the body. You don't always get them, But basically it's that part there which goes under here, and obviously the nut as well. That's all getting renewed. Just want to make sure you get the old rubber mount out. That sits up in there. There's always a bugger to come out because it sits so tightly up in there. What I do is get a pair of these water pump pliers, and I just grab that like that when it's in there, and just lever it down and it pops out. So we've got the spring compressor tool out. Just need to change out these cups to the van ones so we can get this this spring in. Really annoys me because this spring compressor should really be in a vise, and I haven't got a vise in here. The amount of springs I do, I should really get a vise, and I've got a vise at home. Just I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to fit it. But I should just chuck it in the van really and get it bolted in, because it's really annoying having to juggle everything about. So that's our new suspension leg built up. The spring's in really good condition. There's no rusting anywhere, so there's no reason to change the spring. We've got our new top mount bearing on there, nice and smooth. I mean, look at this. That is absolutely mental. It's actually the rust that's got in there and blown the bearing apart. So I'll probably advise the customer that the driver's side probably wants changing as well, because that is horrendous. Got a nice new one in there. Really smooth, really nice. So just go ahead and squeeze that on top, make sure it's down nice. Look at that, spins well nice. Lovely. So now that's all back together, all torqued up, paint marked, etc. We've got a track rod end and possible inner to fit. First of all, we're just gonna replace the outer, and that's what's failed the MOT, and just check the play with the wheel on there, because it's quite a big wheel, and fingers crossed the outer will just fit, will rectify the issue. Right, so we've got a new one on there. So that's the track rod ends. We tighten this one up here, just got to torque this up. That's all nice. So now we're on to replacing the brakes. So the calipers off. You can see the pads here. Really, really thin. So yeah, not much life left in these whatsoever. But no MOT advisory, which is weird. But anyway, discs are pretty short, so we're changing them both together. So I've got a new disc on there. We use Peugeot brakes because they are really good, and just cleaning up the contact areas of where the pad sits. And I just want to make sure this goes in and out okay. And yeah, we'll get the pads in there. There we go. So pads all in there, discs on, everything's torqued up, job done. On to the other side. So here we are, we've arrived at our next job. Little Peugeot 107. So yeah, we've got a clunking noise and a grinding noise, and she said that she's had 2 sets of front tyres because they've been low on the inner edge. So yeah, we can have a look over it, see what we find. Straight away, I can see a problem here. What is going on there? That wheel was cambered right over, so I suspect the suspension top mount has collapsed on this side. So I wonder what's happened there then. I'm a bit gobsmacked. I think I can definitely tell you that the wheel bearing has gone. Look at that! Madness! So when you spin up the wheel, you can actually hear the bearings dropping. Because the bearing's so worn, it's actually worn the pads right down as well. So I want a set of pads and a wheel bearing. That's me done for the day. She took it quite well, to be honest. Just the bad news. She was hoping to drive it tomorrow, but I would advise against it because it's pretty bad. So, time is 5:30 and we are done for the day and gonna go head home. So yeah, thanks for watching. So we've got 2019 Ford Ranger in for brake failure. These are really common, as you know, on a 2 litre. The brake vacuum pump gets filled up with belt, but the belt on this one's fine. It's got a good vacuum. We're just fitting a new one at the moment, but I'll just show you what's wrong with the old one. There was no vacuum in this, so I tested this using the smoke machine, put smoke in here, and it was pouring smoke out around this rim. As you come around here, it's actually cracked. So it's got a cracked rim under here as well. So yeah, that's the old one out, new one going in. So after a bit of a struggle, got the new one sat in there. It's got a bolt up the inside, put the master cylinder back on, bolt everything up and took everything off, put everything back on that we took off. So these are all the bits that we've taken off. There's a little clip here with a pin and 4 bolts. It's quite self-explanatory. Comes through right up there. 4 bolts. And we've got a little sleeve pin to go through. This little bit here goes over the brake pedal. Through that hole, pin goes through. So when you put your foot on the brake, it pushes that piston backwards and forwards. So we just need to put these bolts back on. We'll torque them all up, and we'll start on the engine bay after that. So everything that I've taken off is now on. I've got the knock sensor back on, this pressure sensor's back on, brackets all on, this is all on. We've torqued up all the nuts and we've paint marked them. Only thing that annoys me, we've got these wires here which someone has added in for beacons on the front, which are all taped up down here and go along here, but it's not great. I'm not happy with it because it goes down here. It's just been shoved down, and if you can see down here me wiggling them, you can see down here somewhere they are actually rubbing on the steering column. That's the steering column there. So yeah, not great, but without cutting them and rerouting them somewhere else, really they should go through a wiring grommet like here, but they've been shoved under the car somewhere. I'm guessing they run along the bottom of the car. Just some lazy installer has done that. Bit dangerous really, but anyway, we'll let the customer know. There's an Audi A3. This guy is booked in for quite a lot of work. Airbag light on. The customer did mention that about a year ago it went somewhere else, and they said there's a corroded wire somewhere in the door, and when I did a scan it did come up with a crash sensor fault in the driver's door. So first things first, I checked the wiring in the door. The wiring is broken. Ideally, and once the door loom, the conduit was split. There was water ingress and it corroded about 4 or 5 wires. So the cheapest solution was just to take the plug off, chop off the conduit and just repair the wiring. So what we've done here is repaired about 4 wires. We've got wiring loop tape in there, taped them all together to try and just stabilise the wiring. Ideally it wants a new loom, but this is the cheapest solution, just an hour's diag on this car. So we've done a diagnostics, found what it is, and included within the hour diagnostics, we've repaired the wiring, cleared the faults out, and it's fixed it. So for our repair So for the cost of our diag, we've carried out the repair as well. So there's no extra charge for that. But yeah, unfortunately couldn't save the conduit, but you know, it's fixed, it's cheap, it's going to get him through the MOT, and if he wants to, he can get the loom replaced. So just leaving this one for a little bit, just while some parts turn up, and I've got another job. Got another job here that we're doing a cam belt on. It's a Ford Transit van. This is the wet belt engine. That's 2019. It's not due a cam belt until October, but I'll just show you what we found on this. So whip the timing cover off. It's not the nicest condition. And we serviced this as well. I serviced it a little while ago, but you can just tell by the inside of it, it's just not very nice. And this is the belt itself. It's all cracking up. Interestingly, considering I drove this van here, coming round, it's missing about 4 or 5 teeth for the cam belt. So yeah, very, very, very lucky, this one. Not getting it done now. So yeah, I highly advise anyone with the 2-litre Transit engine to get the cam belt done ASAP. Because yeah, we're getting this one done before it's actually due, and luckily for the customer, I've noticed that it's got no teeth on it. Ooh. So your new cam belt's on now, all timed up. Just cleaning up the surfaces now, ready to fit the timing cover. So we've got a new intermediate bolt in there because these are known for snapping. Got the new belt that goes into the sump for the bottom pulley. The new sump's on. Yeah, just got to clean it up and get a timing cover on. So I just want to show you this belt. Considering this van drove here, look at that. It's literally got teeth missing. Mental. And this is the oil pickup that I pulled apart. Yeah. Sort of caviar. Sort of belt. Actually, that was block solid. Absolutely mad. And it's a 2019 plate. 70,000 miles. It's always serviced. Just absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish vans. But get a new one on and finish it up. How we doing? We're back on part 2 of the C63, and we'll just show you what's going on with the workshop. So I dug out the pads for this. This is what the ramp people who are fitting this ramp want. And tomorrow, with a bit of luck, there's a company coming in to finish the holes off that I started pretty much, and fill it with concrete. So then we've got a ramp people booked to come and install this ramp safely. I could probably do it myself, but I'd rather someone come and do it safely, sign it off. Yeah, and hopefully we'll have a nice ramp, and then jobs like this one can go on the proper ramp. So yeah, basically this is part 2 of the C63. We've got discs and pads all round. Pretty knackered discs, the guy's complaining about the brakes. So yeah, we've got new discs and pads all round. I'm going to clean these calipers up. This one's painted, nice purpley colour. All crap in there, we're going to clean out nicely. I've also got some brake hoses to replace with some nice braided items, because these are all corroded and naff. Clean these brake pipes up a bit, see what condition they're in, and yeah, that'll be nice. Nice new brakes. These are the rear ones. I think I like that just because it's probably been sat around for a bit, because the pads and that are okay. But yeah, we're going to fit some nice new ones. Got some braided lines to go on the rear as well. And I think we're going to change the rear springs because they're corroded. So I'll just show you what we've got. Nice shiny OE spec Brembo discs, pads, the lot that's going on. These are what are on the factory from new, so Mercedes-Benz parts, they're actually Brembo. So yeah, they'll be going on. Once I've found where I've put the WD-40, that is, since having a workshop, I just keep losing everything. I put stuff down, never see it again. Can't find the WD-40, so we'll have to use the GT85. It does penetrating, so we'll give it a go on these to see if it does any penetrating, because I don't want to be putting brake pipes on this. Now for this next bit, we want to clean up this as much as possible. All of these little bits of rust you want to get off, because the disc won't sit flat and it will cause judder under braking. So just shine it up as much as possible. You won't get rid of all the pitting obviously because it's pitted into the metal, but as much as possible we'll get off, make it nice and clean. And also this bit here is where the wheel sits onto, so we're going to make that nice and clean, and we'll put a little bit of grease on it so the wheels come on and off nicely. New disc is on. It sounds silly, but we're going to find out the torque settings of this. I've only done it up by hand, but yeah, we're going to find a torque setting for that. And now we're going to put the calipers back on and change brake hoses. Now a little tip here, so we need to undo this brake union, but it is the solid. So what I normally do is just nip it up a little bit, and that will come undone. Look at that, just like that. So yeah, the braided line just goes through the original hole, down there, round and up to here. And then you would just put this in by hand and do it up. And the next thing to do is we've obviously got to just change the brake fluids, and I've got to bleed the brakes out, and it's got two nipples on either side, and they both look like they have never ever been undone. And because these are lightweight aluminium calipers, I don't really want to snap that off, because these are about £1,000 a caliper, so I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. So I've managed to work this one backwards and forwards enough to bleed some air out, so I'm hoping I can bleed enough air out this outer caliper. I mean, look at the brake fluid, it's absolutely disgusting. Yeah, hopefully we can bleed enough out of this one, because I can't get that one undone. I'm hoping, because this is the outer bleed nipple, it will bleed it all out. But we'll see what the brake pedal's like. I'll pressure bleed it afterwards, but I just wanted to make sure we can get some air out of it. How you doing, everyone? Friday, got an update for you. Still got the Mercedes on the ramp. Only done one of the brakes at the moment because we've been on mobile jobs all day. So hopefully we can come back and polish this one off. We've had the builders in and they've laid pads out for the ramp. So hopefully we can get the ramps installed. Got to wait 28 days for the concrete to dry off. But yeah, annoyingly I was hoping that that pad would be level and that pad would be raised, because the floor basically sits not level, it's like that. So the pads have got to be raised up for the ramp to be level. But we'll deal with it. I think I've got to maybe chase out the concrete in the middle for the cables, because I think the cables might rub. But we'll see what happens. I'm probably just going to have to chase out the line down the middle. Originally I was going to take out all of this, but the builder said we don't need to do that. So we'll probably just fill that in with some resin or something. But yeah, I'm happy. And then They had some concrete left over. Just built us a little ramp out here. Just on my way down to Horham in Heathfield to do some disc pads on another Mercedes. So hopefully now all the jobs that were booked in before this Mercedes will all be done, so I can crack on and get this one done for him and get his car back. So we're down at the Mercedes that we're doing the last mobile job of the week, just changing out some disc pads. As you can see, these pads definitely passed it. I assume the other side is where the wear sensor is the one that's bringing the light on. The dash, yeah, it's got padded disc pads going on, nice quality for this Mercedes. Just got the pads to go in now, and then crack on with the other side. That's that side all buttoned up now, new pads, everything's torqued up. Now onto the other side. So now we're on to the driver's side. So this one here is where the wear sensor is. You can see it's touching the disc, that's what's bringing the wear light on. Now first thing I like to do before doing any work is just protect the customer's driveway. Use the box that the discs come in, and just something underneath to collect the dust. There's not going to be much rubbish coming off really, but it's nice just to protect the driveway anyway, because this is a new build estate, so they've got a brand new driveway, so you just want to protect it as much as possible. That's that side all buttoned up, new wear sensor, all the bolts torqued up, bang the wheel on, check the brake fluid, road test it, job done. Hello everyone, now we're back down the unit on the AMG, got to the other side, disc is off, the pads are out, we're cleaning up. Obviously I've got these to change, brake hoses, but these look really rough, the other one looks really rough, and the first thing I want to do is make sure the bleed nipples come undone, because there's two on the other side and one is seized in there. Now I've managed to get these moving by doing them up a little bit, undoing them and spraying them with loads of GT85 and got them moving. So yeah, hopefully we can get the brake hose off okay and it comes out alright, and I can fit a new brake hose and new disc pads. Just look how rotten that is in there. It looks like one thing, so I need to change this. I need to get that out of there, and I've got to clean that up first. Well, it's not going great, so obviously I need to change this hose. This pipe, I've cleaned it up because it had like a plasticky coating around it, but it's quite badly corroded. So I'm going to recommend replacing that pipe. I'm not sure where it goes. It goes off up here somewhere, but I was going to just try and replace the hose anyway, but this is just completely seized in. Can't get it out at all. Tried penetrating fluids and tried getting mole grips on it, and it just won't come undone. I don't want to snap the pipe because then we'll be in deep doo-doo. So what I'm going to do is fit the disc pads, leave that pipe for now, and just advise later on that we change, I'll leave the hose for now and advise later on that we change that brake pipe out, because that's not nice anyway. It wants changing. Well, that's really annoying. The company supplied us the wrong wear wires. These aren't for AMGs. It is for a Mercedes, but not for this. I didn't even notice. So these pads don't have holes in them. So these are no good. Lucky enough, I do so many Mercedes that I've got a wear wire in stock that will fit. Mercedes, Brembo. So yeah, I'll fit that. It might be for the back. In fact, I think they are for the back ones. So the back ones might be alright. And we'll just fit this front one. Well, that's it for today. The time's 6 o'clock. Started work this morning at 7:30. Can't finish this one off because the parts are wrong. Discs and pads are all good, but the wear sensor's wrong, so I've got to get new wear sensors. I'm probably going to get new pins as well for front and rear, because it should have had pins, to be honest, because the pads slide backwards and forwards on them. Discs look nice though. I'm going to try and work out a solution to getting these hoses off. And then also we got order some springs up because they're knackered, proper corroded. We've got a rear lighting kit to order up. How dirty my hands are. I've been wearing gloves. Yeah, so we've got some electrical gremlins to sort out. Nearly done with the brakes. Got 3 done, 1 more to go. But for me, right now, it's home time. I'm sweating, I'm hot, it's 28.5 degrees. And tomorrow's airborne, so I'm off with the kids to watch the planes. Monday I'm off with the kids, and then we're back to it next week. Loads of work booked in, and hopefully finish this Mercedes off. Until then, laters.